What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we are here at a very usual spot of this channel. You already know we're back in Vegas and we're gonna head to the Venetian right now. You guys already know from the last video how much I really enjoyed it. So let's get back there and see if we could run up some more content, get some really good hands, build a stack. You guys already know, man. We're gonna try to make this thing fun and hopefully win some money and teach you guys a couple things along the way, or most likely probably teach myself. So let's do it, man. I'll see you guys out there. It is rainy, doomy, and gloomy in Vegas, but it's all good. It's always a great day here. Let's get it. I'll see you guys in there. So early on in the session here, not a lot is going on. A lot of quick pots, a lot of small pots. Let me go ahead and run through those very quickly. The action is going to fold to us on the button, and the big blind is going to fold to our $10 raise after he shows us the same hand. And then the action is going to fold over to the button, who's going to min raise to $6. I'm in the big blind and I'm going to look down at King Jack offsuit. We're going to be putting in the re-raise here and I make it 30. Definitely goes up in value playing short-handed, and then he's just going to fold pretty quickly. And then I'm going to isolate two limpers with Ace King offsuit in early position. I'm going to go ahead and make it $20 to go. And as you're going to see, everyone's pretty quickly just going to make the fold. So we're going to take this one down pre. Still can't get anything going, can't see any flops, but it's all right. It's better to take it down than not to take it down. And then we're going to be on the button, and I'm going to look down at 8-6 suited. Got the suited gapper here. I'm going to go ahead and make it $10 to go. Only the big blind is going to make the call. So we're actually finally going to see a flop here. And the flop is going to come really good for my hand. It's going to come 6-3 deuce rainbow. Action checks to me. I'm going to go ahead and make a standard C bet of half pot. And he's pretty quickly going to make the fold. So we're going to take this one down. And now shortly after, I go ahead and just light some money on fire for literally no good reason. Let me explain. In this one, early position is going to limp. Action folds to me on the small blind, and I look down at a trash Queen 4 offsuit. This hand should just be put right into the muck. It should be folded. Do not do this. I go ahead and raise it up to $16. The big blind and the original limper have been pretty snug pre-flop. They folded a lot better hands than Queen High so far in this game, so it felt like I could pretty much raise any two and be profitable. Now the big blind was totally in line with my plan and he made the fold. Now as you saw, the original limper did not and made the call. So now I have to continue with my shenanigans here on the flop, and I c-bet for 15 and he quickly calls. And now we're going to see the turn, which is a really bad card, which is the King of Clubs. I check just to give up because what the heck am I even doing? And now he leads for 40 and I just get out of there. And then we would play a double board PLO bomb pot. Now these are super fun if you guys haven't played them. They're a lot of action, they're great for the game, and people really struggle how to play them. It's a new variation of the game, something that's been implemented, and people are still getting used to it. So there's definitely a place to maximize profit in these spots. Now I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I am not one of those people. I am not great at this variation. It is something I will be working on because there's so much profit to be made. I wind up making a straight on one board and I believe just one pair of tens on the other. Again, my bad if I'm wrong. I definitely could be wrong here, but I believe you have to play two cards out of your hand. So I go ahead and make a value bet here, hoping to get called and at least win one of these boards. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get looked up and she's going to show me the ace high straight on one board and I'm going to be good on the other. So we're going to wind up splitting this. And fortunately enough for me, I'm going to make a little bit of profit, even though I have no idea what I'm doing. So guys, I'm just happy I didn't go broke. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Real quick, just wanted to segue what's about to happen in this video. Right now, the game has been super dry, not a lot going on, very reg happy, small pots, nothing really crazy happening, just a very reg happy game. That is until right now. one of the craziest action players that I've ever had a chance to play against, is gonna sit down at my table and to my direct right. Yes, dream spot. Let's see if we can get into some really interesting pots here. Let's see if we can double, triple. This guy's definitely had a few drinks, so the recipe is there. All right, you guys won't want to miss it. Stick around to the end. He's given action to the entire table, and the game is about to flip on its head. I'll see you guys over there. In this one, I'm going to look down and I'm going to peel back 8-7 of hearts. So suited connector, we're going to go ahead and open this up to $10 here. Action's going to fold around to the cutoff, who's going to pretty quickly make the call. And then it's going to go back to the small blind, who's been super crazy, as I just mentioned before. Definitely an action player, has been super aggressive. And he's going to stay in the same exact form in this one, as he's going to re-raise here to $35. So this player has been super aggressive. He's done this with literally any two cards. And I haven't really had much to play with to battle against him. So I think this pretty much fits the build. I would definitely love to have a better hand as far as strength, but this hand is sneaky, it flops really well, and it will allow me to play in a lot of different spots and get money in when I am well ahead and fold when I'm not. So it would suck to get re-raised here if I was to raise him pre-flop and have to fold. So we're going to head to a flop here as the cutoff folds, and we're going to see a flop that comes King Jack 7. All reds, but it's diamonds, and he just instantly jams. And this is just a rough spot, so I decide just to fold here, and he shows me pocket aces. Wow, that's pretty crazy when an action player gets aces, but that's just kind of how it's going to roll with an action player. Sometimes they're going to show you a monster, but most of the time I'm going to be ahead of his range here, and hopefully we can just find a good spot against him later on in this session where we can get the money in really good. And then the very next hand, we're going to be in the big blind and we're going to look down at two black sevens. There's going to be multiple limps here and I wanted to go ahead and size it up. I'm hoping to get this thing heads up with the small blind. He's pretty much called almost any raise pre-flop. Loves to see flops, hates to fold. So let's size up here. Hopefully we can get a heads up with him. And as you see, he pretty quickly just makes the fold. So moving on in the session, the next interesting spot's going to come not too long after, where the action's going to fold around to the button, who's been very solid. He's been pretty snug. He's going to limp. And then our friend next to us here in the small blind is going to do what he's been doing all session. And he's going to put in a raise to $30. And we're going to look down at pocket jacks. I know what you're thinking. This is usually a slam dunk re-raise here. Obviously the jacks are going to be good, especially versus a very aggressive opponent. But my thought process was the button was very snug and he'd probably fold anything. And I did not want to scare away the small blind. I wanted to keep his range in with all of his weaker hands. And it would be an absolute disaster if he folds. So we do not want that. But to my surprise, the button is actually going to come along and make the call. So with 90 in, we're going to head to a flop. That's going to come ace 10 4, 2 hearts. So now my plan has literally just got thrown out of the window. Now we actually have to try to win this hand 3 ways. It's going to be much more difficult. Action's going to start with checking over to the button. And now he starts to go into a little bit of a tank here. And he's starting to cut out a pretty chunky bet. And he's actually going to reach for a $60 bet here, which is very chunky here into 2 players. And I've been pretty solid. I haven't gotten out of line. So this screams value to me, or a big ace, a really big draw, something very, very strong. And now the small blind is going to start doing some chip gymnastics and acting like he's going to shove. After a lot of pondering, he's going to decide to fold, and now it's back to me. And this spot is just absolutely brutal. We're rarely going to be good here versus an unknown type player when a lot of money goes in. So I decide to make the fold here, live to fight another day. And he's nice enough to show me a red 4. So maybe he had a hand like pocket fours? I doubt he had some sort of king four suited, but you never know. I never actually got to find out what he had, but it is some of the most action he put in the entire session, so I feel like he had a monster. Some time would pass, and then I would open up pocket nines and plus one to $10. I would only get one caller, which is the button. I would c bet to $15 on a 10-8-5 rainbow board, which was good enough to take it down. And then I would pick up pocket sevens and re-raise a few limps pre-flop. I would make it $16 to go, get one caller, and then I would c-bet to 20 on a jack 6-4 rainbow board and quickly pick up this one. And this is going to lead into the next interesting hand. Now, as we move along in the session, we're going to get to a limp pot, the dreaded limp pot situation that I know we all love so much. Just trying to not go broke here, literally looking for any excuse to fold. But now we're going to see anything but that as we flop pretty hard here. We flop bottom two with 6-3. Action checks to me, and I just bet $10 here, looking to get max value from an ace. And luckily for us, both guys are going to stick around. And now we're going to see the turn, which is the 8 of spades. The action player is going to check to me again, and there's no reason to stop now, so I size up and I make it $30. And as you're going to see, pretty quickly both players are just going to fold, so most likely that means none of them had an ace. So we just got a little bit unlucky there. Unfortunate that one of these players really didn't have much, so we're going to keep this thing moving. So as we get back into the action's going to fold around to the low jack, who's going to open up the action here to $15. Action pretty quickly is going to fold around to us in the big blind after the action small blind player folds. Pretty simple here. King 10 of diamonds. We're going to go ahead and make the call. And we're going to see a really good flop for our hand. It's going to come 10-4 deuce rainbow. Pretty much as always, we're going to start with a check here to the aggressor, as we're pretty much going to check all of our range. And now my opponent's going to decide to check back here as he leaves the table to pretty much celebrate a parlay that he has going on right now, which is actually pretty cool to see. And now we're going to see the turn, which is the deuce of hearts. Now I go ahead and bet small here. I bet $15, and he's pretty quickly going to make the call. And now we see the river, which is the beautiful 10 of hearts. This is definitely the money card. If he happened to have a hand like pocket jacks, we now have the best hand. He could also have a hand like pocket nines, pocket eights. So let's go ahead and just size up here. He definitely doesn't seem like he likes to fold. And as you're going to see, he's pretty quickly going to snap it off here. And we're going to flip over our 10s full, and they're obviously going to be good. He might have even had a hand like ace high there, thinking that the 10s and the deuces and the ace played, and I had some sort of crazy bluff. Who knows? He definitely seemed like a pretty good player who could call down pretty light, so he might have just put me on an air ball there. So second to the last hand left in this vlog. In this one, we're going to be on the button. Cutoff's going to limp. We're going to go ahead and re-raise here to $20 to isolate. Small blind is going to decide to make the call. And now to our delight, the big blind is going to go ahead and put in a re-raise here. He makes it $95 to go. Now this is a pretty big raise here from his stack. I think he maybe has about 350 or so in there to start the hand. So this is a significant portion of it. He probably has a very strong hand that he's not going to fold. He's also been tight, so he probably has a super strong range. So let's see if we can cooler him here. And I'm going to go ahead and just put in the re-raise now. Let's not slow play it. Let's get the money in while we can, and I make it $240 to go. The small blind's pretty quickly going to make the fold. As you see, the big blind pretty much just instantly jams. I snap it off, we roll it over, and yep, indeed it is the classic cooler, aces versus kings. Let's see if we can hold. And my opponent's actually a cool guy. He takes it like a champ, and he even has a pretty funny line that I'll let you hear right now.
Am I gonna end up on YouTube?
That's a pretty classic line for the scenario. I let him know, yeah, you will be, regardless whether you crack my aces or not. And luckily for us, we're going to go ahead and hold and scoop the biggest pot of the night for us and finally get into the black. So now we've arrived at the last hand of this vlog. In this one, I'm under the gun and I'm going to open the $10. I'm only going to get action from the middle position player. So out of position here, we're going to see a rainbow flop, 10-6-3 rainbow. I'm going to c-bet to $12 with my king high, hoping just to take this thing down. I probably still have the best hand, even though, to be honest, I shouldn't really be opening king jack, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. He does not believe me and decides to make the call. And the turn's going to come not a great card to barrel, the deuce of diamonds, so it's hard to really rep that from under the gun. So I check, he checks back. And now we get to the river, which is the 4 of diamonds. And well, we did not come this far to surrender and check back. Hopefully we can get him off of a 6 or a 3 or a hand like pocket 7s. He's never folding a 10, maybe ace high. And no, he pretty quickly just makes the call. So we're dead here. And not only that, he flips over ace jack. Wow. Straight soul read. Looked right through my soul. Are there even backs on these cards? I don't know. Man, that was a tough one. I was hoping to get that bluff through. So now it's time to rack up, head back to the hotel, and wrap up this session. All right, let's go ahead and quickly recap the session at the Venetian. I'm on about 3 hours of sleep, so your boy is tired right now from the flight. Plus it's late, I'm over 40. All that doesn't mix, so if you know exactly the pain that I'm feeling at this moment. Into the game total, $500, had to rebuy there a little bit. Cashed out for $622, so plus $122 on the session. About a 6.5 hour session. I'm happy. Could have been some more profitable spots. Was going against an action player kind of that second half of the session and just kind of got unlucky that he happened to have some real hands and things like that. But all in all, I'm happy. I had fun. The game was super exciting, so there was lots of action. Second half of the session became super gambly and I had a good time. And we were able to profit. Can't complain. As always, I appreciate you guys. Like the video, leave me a comment, engage with me. Helps a ton. I appreciate it. Now I gotta roll. Time to hit the sheets. I will see you guys on the next one. Be safe, take care. Have a good one.
Nobody understood me. Yeah. Product of the city, kept it solid like it should be. Yeah. Chances I ain't never take, we never saw what it could be. No way, no way. So many people call me fake, cause I took a step back. Hood baby took it.